Shalom YouTube, it's Fletch. Hey guys, welcome back. You know, for the last couple of weeks I've been thinking about something, and I've done several videos kind of alluding to some of this the other day, and hopefully this will speak something to some of you out there, and maybe perhaps you can share it with someone else to help them kind of process their thoughts of what's going on. And let me preface what I'm about to say by saying that we are a Greco-Roman society, meaning that basically here in America, we have a combination of Greece and Rome, so Greco-Roman society. I understand that. However, as best I can, I don't follow that. And yes, to some degree I have to, because I live here and I do obey the law. Having said that, I don't idolize in any way any of the great philosophers of the Greeks. However, that doesn't mean we can't learn something from them here and there. And I think it was Aristotle who was known for his take or his stance on the golden mean. And what do I mean by that? Well, Aristotle's idea, take, or stance on that was just simply that try to find some happy medium, and I'm paraphrasing here, but that's basically correct. So again, you know, basically Aristotle's stance was, you know, you can't go to one extreme to the other. And here in modern day America, we specialize in taking things to the extreme. And there also, getting back, and I'll circle back around to this, but getting back to the whole idea of the take of Greco-Roman society. Many times in our society today, we take this stance that, and no matter what you're talking about, if you have a difference with someone else, and that is simply that if I disprove whatever your theory is, then that must mean that mine is right. Well, no, it just means that mine may not be completely right, but that doesn't thereby mean that yours is right. That comes from philosophy. That, you know, if there's only 3 or 4, you know, possible solutions that all of the great minds have come up with, and, you know, I can disprove everyone else's theory but mine, therefore that means mine is right. No, it doesn't. It just simply means that, you know, those other 3 or 4 may not be completely right. That doesn't mean that yours is right either. But alas, we live in a Greco-Roman society. So we have this society where we go around poking everyone else in the eye, ding, 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 you know, gouging them in the eye like Three Stooges, whoa, whoa, whoa. And, you know, trying to disprove everyone else and everyone else's theory, rather than trying to prove your own theory and what is true and what is right. And so now, circling back around to Aristotle and the golden mean, here's part of what I'm talking about. Anytime that in our modern day society, or many times is probably a better way to put it, when you have a disagreement with someone, the first thing they do is they take the logical extreme. Is, well, you know, I don't agree with the stance of the LBGT lifestyle. You're a homophobe! No, I just disagree with it. That doesn't mean I'm a homophobe at all. Likewise, you know, people that, you know, have the have the stance, well, you know, I'm completely against firearms in any way. Okay, well, you're a homophobe. Well, maybe not. You know, you just may not care for firearms. But the difference is when you're trying to force other people, to think and believe the way that you do. And if they don't think and believe the way that you do, they are thereby wrong. So that's the first part of the golden mean, is that we think that, you know, the way to win an argument is to poke other people in the eye, disprove their theory, thereby it proves yours. And don't we have that right now? I mean, just look at the modern day presidential election. We've got Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And so the way that we're going to get Hillary elected is we're going to, you know, jab Donald Trump in the eye enough times to make him look bad, we're going to get Hillary elected, or vice versa. It goes both ways. But it goes without saying that that's two sides of the same coin regardless. You know, it's, you know, the old cartoon adage, you know, the two lines, you know, one goes to the left, one goes to the right, but they both circle around and come up to the door. They both lead to the slaughterhouse. And, you know, you get all the cattle arguing about which side's the best way to go, but they're both taking you to the same place. Oh, yeah, no, that doesn't mean what you think it does. That just happened to be how that came out. But anyways, yeah, so circling back around now, the other side of that is, for the logical extreme, is, well, you're just gonna do nothing, right? Well, I can't know. If I can't know and if I can't be certain, then I can't do anything. And so you do nothing. So you sit around on your do nothing, and you do nothing and say that there is no solution and there is nothing that you can do. So thereby, right, you by what's the word I'm looking for here, you are giving your tacit approval to whatever situation that you're in, or whatever situation that has been forced upon you, rather than getting out and doing the things that you can that are within your own control and within your own power. And yes, many of you out there, you do have some control over that, and there are things that you can do. You just have to make the decision to do it. And, you know, for those of you that care, and I know that not all of you do, and I fully understand that. So at this point, for some of you, you might want to, you know, turn off the video at this point, because we're going to talk about the Bible. All right, so there's the warning. In biblical times, when the Hebrew scholars, right, the scriptures are written from a Hebraic perspective, not a Greco-Roman. And the Hebraic perspective on that is they called it midrash, or midrash. And what that meant was that the people would come together, the men, and they would reason together, and then, you know, they would leave friends still. They could still have differing opinions. In our current modern day society, that is all but not, right? You know, if Black Lives Matters goes out and shoots cops or whatever, well, you know, they deserved it because, you know, the police forced the situation to be the way that it is. So thereby it's okay. Again, the extreme. Is it right or wrong? Well, I'm not gonna delve into that in this video. I'm just giving you an example of the logical extreme. And so, you know, the other side of that is, well, you know, I don't have any solutions on that, so, you know, I'm just going to pretend like it never happened and it's not there. Well, what if in, you know, 1776, if they would have had the same stance and the same view as we do today? And many of us, we've allowed ourselves to get the point that we sit around, myself included, right? I'm talking about this guy here the most. We've allowed ourselves to get to that point to where we sit around on our do nothing, thinking that there's nothing that we can do, instead of taking control of the things that we can and the things that are under our control. So what I'd like you, if you would please, to take away from this video is this: find the golden mean in whatever you're doing. There's got to be some middle ground, you know, where you can, you know, at least start moving in a direction to where, you know, you're taking responsibility for yourself, you're taking responsibility for your family, and you're moving in the right direction, instead of just sitting around doing nothing, complaining on the internet. You know, get out and actually make something happen. Well, thanks, you guys. Appreciate you joining me today. I hope you have a blessed day. Shalom.